Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included. Our two space shuttles are currently on their merry way, so I think we have a little bit of time to build something new. In the previous episode we prepared the new area where our duplicants are gonna spend their time outside of their Atmos suits. Sleeping, pooping and eating. Currently it is not completely finished. I'm gonna make a bunch of changes according to your comments, but what we are gonna do today is actually move the entirety of our oxygen production. And I think we're gonna do it just below here. I actually designed something in my R&D world, and I think we could conveniently implement that right here. I'm gonna show you a quick snapshot of the final product, and what this contraption is gonna do is produce a lot of oxygen and hydrogen. It's gonna be self-powered probably for the most part, and before sending off the oxygen it's gonna cool everything down. So that's gonna be a fun little contraption to build. Let's first of all get rid of these ladders, and then let me plan things out a little bit. We're actually gonna do an awful lot with steel, because as you can see I've already collected 18 tons, which is great. That reminds me, I should probably set up some more in the refinery. Yeah, sure, let's do another 20 crafts, why the heck not? Actually, I guess the first thing I want to do is set up the dimensions. How large is this gonna be? I think we need 18 tiles and then we can block it off. And downwards we're gonna need 14 tiles, so all the way up to here. We're gonna leave a little space open to access it and give them ladders as well. Furthermore, I'm gonna set up a transit tube right here and we're gonna lead the tube downwards. So this is gonna go something like this, and this should be a crossing, because eventually what we want to do obviously is pump out all the gases. We're also gonna grab a little bit of power to kickstart everything. While we're waiting for the duplicants to start building, I guess we can already set up a couple of things. I'm gonna start with steel metal tiles. Actually, let's make these out of iron. This should be enough for their purpose. I want enough space for 3 hydro generators, so 12 tiles, and then we're gonna continue with the insulated tiles. So this is gonna be the end of my room, but before we do that we still have to be able to access it and of course pump everything out. So maybe we don't build quite as many tiles so we can pump out the room a bit quicker. Right here at the very end I wanna set up a vent, and then there will be 3 hydro generators. Where are you? Right there. I want to build them out of, I guess iron would be enough, but let's do gold amalgam just to be sure. So 1, 2, and oh, hold on, I miscalculated there. Yeah, of course, this is nonsense. This would actually go right here, but I'm gonna build this later. Let's just get rid of the upper part, so I can place my 3rd hydro generator. It's now a couple of cycles later and we finalized the transit tube access, so I'm gonna close this off and we will be able to pump everything out and then build from the top down. That at least is the plan. At the bottom here I think we can already prepare the next room. I'm gonna need 3 tiles in total, and then we can set up some airflow tiles. We're gonna do 4 airflow tiles, then leave 4 spaces free and then another 4 airflow tiles. The free spaces we're actually gonna fill up with some insulated tiles, or actually to spice things up, maybe let's do normal tiles. Let's also do igneous rock. I'm then gonna lead the ladder up here so I can close this off. Oh, I just noticed I'm gonna have a little bit of problem sealing this off. I'm gonna need to place a wall right here. That is a little bit unfortunate. It just means I have to place everything 1 block further down, but I'd rather do that right now than later. Okay, took me a little while, but everything has now been moved down a little bit, so I will be able to place a wall right there. But now let's wait until everything is pumped out so we can continue building. Actually, let's just continue. Why the heck wait? I can remove the ladders here so we can set up the electrolyzers. Gonna make them out of iron. That should be good enough. No, that's the wrong position. I want you right here, there, and there. We will also be able to set up a whole bunch of gas pumps, namely 6 down below here. The lower pumps are of course responsible to carry out the oxygen, and then the upper pump right here is going to be responsible for the hydrogen. The water we should be able to bring up from our cooling loop, since the cooling loop will always be filled up to the maximum. So we are going to bridge over here and then bring everything to our electrolyzers. Bridge right there. Beautiful. I will actually change a little something about the cooling loop. It is now gonna be going down below here and join up there again. And it looks as though in order to achieve that, I will have to remove this layer first. Oh, actually I could get rid of these pipes right there. This could be granite instead. And then the way we bring this down is with a liquid bridge. So the oxygen production system always has priority. I'm gonna go ahead and sacrifice one metal tile because I want to lead the power down here. We're gonna do that with a heavy conductive joint plate right here. So we're also gonna power everything here with heavy conductive wire. Gonna lead one wire above everything and then branch off to all the machines. Furthermore, we will need to power the machines down below, so I'm guessing what we could do is add another joint plate there. Yeah, this looks very convenient actually. Ah, there we go. The new loop has been completed, so we're gonna do that and we are gonna cut this off instead. And then as soon as we have the first loop empty, we can cut this off, combine this and get rid of the previous one. Finally, we have achieved a vacuum. Okay, I'm glad about that. That means we can get rid of everything unnecessary here. Okay, we're about to seal off a bunch of rooms, so we have to make sure we haven't forgotten anything. For instance, right here, we need to make sure the hydrogen flow is guaranteed. And I think I'm just gonna do that with normal granite pipes. This doesn't need to be something special. All the hydrogen is hopefully going to be picked up by this pump, so it's going to be coming out here. Right here we actually want to take a little detour and do a test if it is really hydrogen. If it is hydrogen, it's going to continue into this vent, filling up the upper room with hydrogen in order to help cool these down. Once the room has been completely filled up, the hydrogen is going to continue filling up all of the 3 machines right there. And once that has been completed, we can route the hydrogen all the way back, or let me actually see. In our case, we might just want to continue it. You know, I guess I could just go straight over. Why the heck not? And then we are gonna join up with this hydrogen line eventually. So this is then gonna go to my liquid hydrogen system as well as a couple of hydrogen generators I have down below. Now, just to clarify what I mean with this detour, let's go into the ventilation and we want to do a gas pipe element sensor. Place it right there. Together with a high gas pressure vent, we are then gonna connect both with an automation wire. And what we want to do is detect oxygen. If it actually detects the oxygen, we just let it out of the vent again. So only hydrogen is gonna go up. When it comes to the piping system for the oxygen, I want to do a similar setup as before. This is using no power, so it's just a little bit of materials, and it does us no harm to actually check all the pipes. These 2 gas pumps are going to work together. We're going to have a sensor here, another gas vent there, and then we can just lead this outside of the room. We're going to do a similar setup with the next 2 sets of pumps. Right here a sensor, then a gas vent, lead out of the room. Same thing with the last 2. We're gonna go up here, sensor, then gas pump, lead out of the room. We can already go ahead and set up all of the sensors, as well as the high gas pressure vents. And of course, we shouldn't forget about the automation wires. This first sensor covers the hydrogen pipe, if you remember. So what we want to do is detect oxygen. And if we detect oxygen, then it's going to open up the gas vent. Otherwise, the hydrogen can flow through. However, we want to do the other gas, of course, hydrogen right here. And I meant to copy the settings. There, hydrogen copy settings, beautiful. To wrap everything up, of course, we want to make it look nice with wallpaper, and I'm actually gonna use coal in order to cover everything. I have tons of coal, don't need it for anything else. In the upper right area, I want to store all the extra oxygen that I'm gathering up, so I can just compress it together with our usual compression system. In order to achieve that, we are going to need an Atmos sensor. I'm gonna place that right there, and then we're also gonna need a signal switch that I'm gonna place right there. We're then gonna have at least 1 high gas pressure vent. I'm not sure, maybe we're actually gonna do 2. Yeah, let's do 2. I'm not gonna need the space for anything else. Oh, before I forget, we're also gonna need some manual air locks right here and there. This way we make sure the hydrogen goes on the top and the oxygen is gonna be pushed down. You know what? Let me actually lead the hydrogen down below here. I think this is gonna make more sense. And then we can go up. Hold on. We go up at this point. Yeah, that's much better. By the way, the first room is completed, so technically we can go ahead and seal this off. Good, let's get to the confusing part. We're gonna need the automation for our compression system. My 3 doors are gonna go right here, so I'm gonna need to get by with the space I have left. My XOR gate is gonna go there, and then we need a couple of buffer gates. Let's see, maybe I was too early to seal off this room. I'm gonna need 2 buffer gates here, another one there, and then the last one is gonna go here. I'm also gonna need a filter gate at this place. In terms of automation wire, we wanna automate the first 2 doors, and then the 3rd door we need to go around the future pump that we're gonna have there. Also, the 2nd buffer gate is activating the filter gate. You know, if you want to watch the tutorial, it's on my channel. This should activate this slot. Okay, that's good. Now, I want to wait with placing the doors. We're only gonna run into accessibility issues. But if we check out the doors, their automation and power slot is right here at the same spot. So in the future, we're also gonna have to run some conductive wires through that. And then there are gonna be the pumps that need to be powered as well. Let's actually see. It's gonna be a gas pump. Where do you have your power output? On the left side. Okay, top left side. That's good. The switch is gonna activate the first input of the XOR gate, the Atmos sensor, and the buffer gate here, the 2nd input. Then because I have a little bit of space issues, I think what I need to do is bridge over here over the automation slot of the gas pump, and then we are just gonna lead the wire down below, bridge another time, and activate these 2 guys right there. So give me that automation bridge. You go here, another one goes right there, yeah. Now the problem is with the first buffer gate, I will have to activate this last buffer gate. So what we have to do is continue here and then bridge over there and do that. So that should be working out phenomenally. Yeah, I think that's all the automation done. Let's get this built, and then maybe we can set up the doors. Now, it actually says here building has overlapping ports, but it is not actually true. I'm not sure why this is happening. It's because of this bridge right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the XOR gate, and we're just gonna suppress this warning because it's simply not true. Okay, nice. All the automation is already in place. We can seal this off, and then we're gonna build the doors, and we can already set up the timings. First buffer gate 1.5 seconds, 2nd buffer gate 2.5 seconds, then we have the filter gate for 2.7 seconds. We then have the next buffer gate for 1 second, and this buffer gate here I'm gonna set to 10 seconds. So that's gonna be how often we want to repeat the cycle. The Atmos sensor I'm gonna set to 15,000 grams, and it should be below. So as long as we don't have enough gases in here, it should send a green signal. Mechanized doors, let's do that out of iron. 1, 2, 3, beautiful. And then the rest we can actually seal off using normal blocks. Now let's do 1 door after another. I guess we can now also build the 2 pumps right here. This is gonna be oxygen, and it's only gonna be from my compressed system. So technically we could use that in order to fill up the liquid oxygen system. That is currently going up here. Let's actually do that with insulated gas pipes. So these are gonna be coming out here, bridging over, and I guess we can just do that, joining up with our oxygen line. Good stuff, I would say. Now the conductive wire is actually gonna have to come from somewhere, and at the moment I think I'm actually gonna do that right here. So we're gonna set up a transformer here and another machine, probably a smart battery. The power will have to come from somewhere. What we're gonna do is set up a steam room at the bottom right and a turbine room at the top. So there's going to be another joint plate here, and then we could lead the wire down somewhere along here. The steam turbine, actually let's build that. Steam turbine is gonna go right there. We're then gonna hook this up with the power. At the bottom we're gonna have a aqua tuner that is, let me actually see. We're gonna need the space for a liquid reservoir. So I'm gonna have the aqua tuner right there, and then liquid reservoir also made out of steel right there. Now we're gonna run into a couple of issues actually trying to fill this up. So I think I need to build this more from the top down. I'm gonna actually I don't need to, no, I need to deconstruct this in order to build a ladder. So we're just gonna get rid of a few things to build the ladder one block over. As mentioned before, power transformer goes right there, and then we're also gonna have a smart battery. Lead is probably gonna be good, but I'm gonna go with copper in this case. Oh, I might actually know another reason to get into this room. I need to set up a automation wire from the smart battery, which is gonna be particularly annoying in this case, but I think we're just gonna do something like that. Why not? But that means I need to open this up, and I might actually have to get up there again. Though I think if I hit the signal switch, all the doors are opening, so that might give me enough access to do it. Never mind, everything unreachable. Should have thought of that before. So maybe instead of going up, we are gonna go down. Come along here, up there, and to the smart battery. Sure, it's the less complicated solution. Good. First bottle emptier is in place. Now actually I need to build this one more block up. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. So what I actually have to do is build this bottle emptier one block up, because I want to fill the bottom with petroleum and then the top with water. In this case, let's build everything that belongs to this room. First things first, what we are used to. Actually, I'm gonna do it a little bit differently this time. What we're gonna do is use a liquid shutoff, and this also needs to be made out of steel. We're gonna have that right here. We're also gonna have a liquid pipe thermosensor. This doesn't have an overheat temperature. Let's go with iron in this case. Let's do that. The automation wire is going to go from the sensor to the liquid shutoff. And then what we want to do is go into plumbing, insulated pipes, and we are going to go from the sensor to the shutoff, obviously. If the water in this room is above 20 degrees, then we want to send it through the aqua tuner. So let's assume it is above 20 degrees, going through the aqua tuner and then going into the liquid reservoir. Now, let me think about this. I think the way we're gonna do this is go down below and then join up here at the reservoir. We also need to think about the output of the steam turbine. That is probably gonna go right here with an iron liquid vent. The reservoir I'm gonna fill up with a certain amount of liquid, let's say 2000 kilograms, and we're gonna use that in order to even out the temperature. So whenever we are at or below 20 degrees, we're gonna send the liquid through a cooling loop. All of this here is going to be filled up with metal tiles. Alternatively, we could fill it up with a liquid, but I thought since we have so much steel, why not brag with it? So if it is cold enough, it's going to go out here, and then we're going to swap to the radiant pipes using our precious steel. We're going to do this all the way to almost the end, and then we are actually going to go down here, and we're going to swap back to insulated pipes. We're then gonna continue our loop back, and what we want to do is join up here with a liquid bridge, so everything that comes from the aqua tuner is gonna have priority. Now we are accumulating the water inside of the reservoir. Once we come out, let me see, we wanna probably go up, cool down the steam turbine a little bit, so we are gonna do that with a liquid bridge. Well, actually not with the liquid bridge, but we're gonna use that in order to bridge over here, and we're gonna use 2 radiant pipes. This can be iron, I think that's enough. 2 iron pipes right there. Hook this up again, and then I guess we can join our loop, go through the sensor again. So check if it is still enough temperature or below 20 degrees, and then it's deciding whether it's gonna cool down the system or it needs to cool down the liquid itself. I think this could be a pretty solid solution. Let's hope it works. Another thing we can already do as well is the cooling for the oxygen. Let's switch to radiant pipes, and we're gonna do a little swiggle like so. We're gonna do this with all 3 systems, and this is definitely enough time in order to cool down the oxygen to the same level we're gonna have the tiles at. We're then gonna continue with insulated piping. In this case, we could go all the way up and fill up this area, though I first might want to fill up the atmosuits. Or even better, we do a little loop-de-loop and use that in order to fill up our base. So all of the rooms are gonna get some oxygen. Now, I don't want to take anything apart again, so maybe let's move it one over. I'm gonna come from right here and have one vent there, another one here, another one there, there. And then we continue on our merry way. We're gonna divide it up right here in order to fill up all of the other rooms as well. Then if we have any left over, it's actually gonna join into this system. Why the heck not? So do something like that. You know, actually thinking about this doesn't even need to be insulated stuff. Yeah, I think I'm gonna rebuild all of these pipes using granite instead. Said and done, now all that's missing are the vents. The output of the second set of gas pumps I'm actually gonna lead all the way up like so. And then the third set right here in the center is also gonna go up like so. And then I wonder, could I just do something like that, for instance, and then go like so and join up with the other side? Though I might want to set up a couple of bridges in order to not confuse anyone. Maybe another bridge right there. Now once the Atmo suits are full, I would like to fill up my reservoir here. So I need to set some priorities. We're gonna do one priority right here. Let me actually see. Okay, I have an idea. We could say we wanna hop over here first. So the first thing we're gonna do is we wanna fill up the Atmo suits. But if they are full, then we can go ahead and join up with the gas vent here. Same thing for the other pipe, first filling up the Atmo suits. If they are full, it's gonna join the other gas vent. Perfect. Alrighty, I went ahead and progressed a little bit. We now should have everything built. The only thing I still need to do is to actually fill up the loop with water, but also we need to fill up the entirety of this room with metal tiles. In order to fill up the loop with water, I already connected my pipe right here, so we're gonna borrow some of that water now. Should be coming directly into my silo, and then it's gonna go through the loop. And since, oh wait, we need to set this. So let's say if it is below 20 degrees, no, actually if it is above 20 degrees, then we want to send it through the aqua tuner. Otherwise it should just keep going, I guess. And then of course we also need a little bit of power to get things started. So I already connected my main line right here. We are gonna disconnect that in the future, possibly. But for now, to get things started, we need to borrow a little bit of power. I just realized we're never gonna fill up the reservoir this way, so I first have to fill it up and then let the loop run. And we're not gonna fill it up completely, but maybe 2000 kilograms. In the meantime, we complete the steel metal tile room. Oh, I just noticed I forgot we need to bring out the power somehow. Yeah, I mean, if I sacrifice any room in terms of vacuum, it's gonna be the steam turbine room, and so I can also clean up this igneous rock. Let's go ahead and deconstruct this. I'm gonna do another insulated heavy watt joint plate that is gonna go... yeah, let's do it here. And it's gonna join up with my cable right there. Okay, that should be enough water in my reservoir. Let's go ahead and disconnect this again. We can then deconstruct this pipe that was just temporary, including the bridge, and we reconnect this so the loop can actually run. And at this point we can also see the thermal aqua tuner is in action. The water running through the metal tiles is of course gonna cause them to cool down to the 20 degrees that I want. And then as the oxygen flows through, it's gonna automatically cool down for me. Okay, we're actually almost done with everything. It's time to deconstruct some stuff. Yeah, this all can go now. There we go. This is gonna allow me to actually finish the cooling area here. Come on, just one measly block to go. We can do it, guys. Yes, thank you, beautiful. Just as a new day dawns, we should be ready to put this machine to a test. What we then want to do, I guess, is connect this pipe so we can get some water in the joint. And we will be producing oxygen and hydrogen, so that's going to be interesting to watch now, since we get a lot of false flags. Yeah, for instance, the upper pump now picked up a little bit of oxygen. However, you can see the hydrogen is going to be expelled and only the oxygen is flowing down, and the same way up, only the hydrogen is flowing up and the oxygen is going to be expelled. That also means we now get the oxygen that goes through our base, and we get the oxygen that is going to fill up our atmosphere. Uh-oh, what's wrong here? Okay, there's a pipe that's not finished yet. I think I can reach that just by doing this. Come on, guys, hurry up, hurry up. There, now everything is finished, and we should also be filling up the atmosuits from the other side. which is beautiful. Furthermore, all the packets are now distributing, so as soon as we have our base full, this should also contribute to filling up the suits. And then all of the overflow should be going into my storage system, which is then gonna go into the liquid conversion system. So we can actually already set this up as well. This is gonna be connected here to the oxygen line. And then of course we also have a connection here for our hydrogen that's going up. Great, this is working beautifully. And look at that, we are having 45 degrees oxygen, but it's coming out at 21 degrees, which is absolutely perfect. Now, as soon as we have this room full, which should be soon enough, we will be powering the system ourselves using our hydrogen generators, and then we should be able to disconnect it from the main grid, because at the moment it's using the power of our main grid. Let's also say we want to fill up this battery to 95% and we want to enable the hydrogen generators at 80% again. So I want to keep this as full as possible all the time. There it is, already our first hydrogen generator going for it. Gotta love it. Okay, now that's already flowing through, so I guess we can go ahead and disconnect the battery. Let's do it right at this point. I'm just gonna keep it in place in case we still need it. But I think we should now be able to keep it up, which also means we need to keep an eye on this hydrogen line in case it fills up. Actually, thinking about it, it might not be the best idea. We should at least power our thermal aqua tuner from the main system. Let's see, could I do this easily? I don't think I'm gonna lose a lot if I do something like that. Yeah, I think that would be nice. And then we actually disconnect this, so the aqua tuner is gonna be connected to the main grid. We might be losing a little bit of liquid, but I think it's mostly not that much. Now with this amount of power, we should be able to keep up. It's a potential load of 2.1. And we have 3 hydro generators producing 800 watts each, so we should be fine. Look at that. It is just lovely. I love this. Good job, good job. Now, can somebody please come and build this? That would be great. Oh, actually, this might be unreachable. Great, everything worked out. We did lose a little bit of petroleum, but that's fine. Okay, I'm actually pretty happy with our position so far. Of course, we still have to get rid of that polluted oxygen, but I don't think that's gonna be a particular problem. So we're still filling up the Atmos suits. As soon as that happened and we filled up all of the rooms as well, then we're gonna fill up the storage, which is infinite, and then we can liquefy as much oxygen as we want. Great stuff. I would say with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.